everybody, welcome to Bickering Book Reviews. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Becky. It sounded like you forgot for a second.
Sometimes I do, but right now I'm okay. So basically what we're talking about today is books that we're excited about coming out in August. Now, a couple of Becky's we were already going to talk about, but mine are just kind of other random books I really can't wait to read. The first one that made it onto my list, and Becky's far more organized than I am, and she always writes her lists in order. I noticed that. I don't. I rate it based on what interests me the most. So the first book on my list is The Williamson Daughters by Carrie Mesrobian, and it's going to be released on August 25th. I love Mesrobian's previous novels, and I just can't wait for something new from her. I love how she creates main characters that are real, but in a way that are not traditionally seen within the YA section. So she gives us characters who aren't going to college, but it's not presented as a failure, just simply a different path that is taken. And her books are really gritty and emotionally impactful, and I just get invested in them so easily. This new release is going to be a ghost story that connects generations, and I love those books, especially sister books. I can't wait to see how Mesrobian explores women's rights and gives readers a new set of real characters. So I really am excited for this one.
So my first book is Bookish and the Beast by Ashley Poston. This is part of the Geekerella series. We actually reviewed this book already. I love Ashley Poston's Geekerella books. And every book is a different fairy tale. This time it's Beauty and the Beast, and you have a bookish girl who has to kind of because of a series of events, she's basically doing clerical work.
Were they unfortunate events?
No, we're not unfortunate events. But yeah, she's basically doing forced clerical work in this house where a young movie star is also living, and he's the Beast, and it's Beauty and the Beast, so we know what happens. But her books are funny and cute, and they're just sweet. And this book comes out August 4th, and I've actually already read it, but more people should read it. I'm excited to be able to give it to other people.
There you go. Okay, I felt like I had to include this on my list, and it's there. It is what it is. So Midnight Sun by Stephenie Meyer is coming out on August 4th. The long-anticipated, perhaps not always by me, will follow up to Twilight. I do have to confess that I've read the entire Twilight series. When I was in RA, my residents were obsessed with the books, and I'm like, people are reading on purpose? That rarely happens around me. So I had to see what they were talking about. And I only really like the second one because that melodrama was the biggest type of pile of melodrama I've ever seen in my entire life. And so I just loved it. I loved flipping the pages. And she stared out the window. And she stared out the window. And I just thought it was hilarious.
I think that's hilarious because I thought that was the boring one. Because I have the whole series.
I thought it was just so funny. She's so depressed. She's just staring out the window. And staring out the window. I'm are you kidding me?
And I liked the first book. I thought the second book was boring, and I do not like Jacob. I actually enjoyed the third book. I thought they kind of could have stopped with the third book, and the fourth book was a hot mess.
The fourth book was a hot mess. Anyway, but I feel like I have come so far with the series. Since I've read them all, I feel like I need to finish it. So in August we get to learn Edward's perspective. I just remember the big drama that was around it, that the manuscript was leaked, and so the author was I'm not going to release it, or at least this is how my residents phrased it to me. Whether that is accurate or not, I don't know, but here we are getting Midnight Sun.
So the scandal was they said that somebody on the movie leaked it, is what they always said, was that she wrote this, that when she wrote the first book, it was supposed to be both of their perspectives. And she decided that she couldn't do the Edward perspective right now. So, because you could download it off of her website. I read it. It was 100 pages. It wasn't a little bit of writing. But they always said that somebody in production, somebody in the movie somehow leaked it. But it wasn't him. It wasn't Robert Pattinson. They made that very clear. That his copy had his name on it and it wasn't his. And so she was just like, well, if y'all are going to leak it, I'm done.
I'm gonna take my ball and go home. Oh my god, I love it. Sorry.
But yeah, no. So I'm gonna read it because I kind of am curious because I've read the first, what was it, 100 and something pages. It's probably still on my old laptop.
You're already invested. You have to at this point.
I'm curious. I just remember that like there's parts in it where he's like talking about how he's gonna lure her away and how he's gonna murder her. And I'm thinking this is probably why you couldn't put this in the book originally. It's not romantic. So
Murderer. Yay, romance!
no, I admit to it. I was sucked in. Like I read them all. I haven't read The Host, which wasn't related and wasn't particularly good.
I was not. No.
No. Mm-mm.
It is what it is.
So,
And, you know.
back to the list.
Okay.
My next book is comes out August 25th also. It's Darius the Great Deserves Better by Adib Khorram. This is a sequel to Darius, which won Darius the Great, which won the Morris, and it's just basically a continuation of Darius's story, and I am so excited to revisit him. The characters in the first book were so incredible. The story realistic, the depiction of like the family beautiful. I know it's going to be awesome. So, I'm excited.
That is exciting. I loved that book. Like,
Yeah.
it won the Morris, and it's well deserved. Like, that book is awesome.
Right. I remember we were at Book Expo and they gave it to us, and I was kind of like, I'm not sure. And then like I think I sat and read it like in like 36 hours. I couldn't stop. Like, and like in between work, I'm like, must read book.
Okay, so my last book on the list is They Wish They Were Us by Jessica Goodman. It's coming out August 4th. And so I don't know if the tweens at your library are like this, but the tweens at my library cannot get enough of One of Us is Lying by McManus, like any of her stuff. Like they just love Karen McManus. I don't know what it is. They're obsessed and they love mysteries. I'm not a big mystery reader, so this novel is being touted as a read-alike for McManus readers. So it's going on my TBR because I've got to find book like recommendations to give these kids. So basically, new clues about a solved murder case begin showing up, and the main character is determined to find the truth. So it kind of sounds a little like A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and I really like that one. So we'll see what happens.
Yep. My last book is The Companion by Katie Alender. I think it's how you say it. And Katie Alender is like, I feel like she flies under the radar, but she writes ghost stories. Like they are straight up hauntings, like ghost possessions, that kind of stuff. And I just really enjoy them. And in this one, which comes out August 25th, I'm not completely clear. I'm assuming it's probably a historical fiction. Everything I've read, it doesn't say that. But it's about an orphan who is sent to live with a wealthy family as the companion to their daughter. And then she kind of uncovers some spooky stuff going on. And so I'm excited. Like, I think I've enjoyed every one of her books. And like I said, I was always impressed because, yeah, there's like a little bit of romance and other stuff going on, but they are ghost stories. And I like that. So those are just a few of the books that we are super excited about coming out in August 2020. And we'll see you around.
If you have any books that you want to talk about that are coming out, let us know. Also, if you have any read-alikes for McManus, put those below because seriously, I need help. Like, they're reading nonstop, and I've got a boatload of them, so I need multiple titles to pass out. So, okay, see you around.
Bye.